Okay, hey everyone, and welcome to a new Class 66 Rocks locomotive review. Now in this review I am taking a look at an HO scale model. It's by Atlas, and I particularly liked this one as delivery was quite striking, and it was a class of locomotive which I hadn't got, but I was actually looking for in regards to the new house layout. As I've been reading through one of my American diesel locomotive books recently, and I thought it'd be nice to have a different class of locomotive, because obviously some of my HO scale are all the same class. So without further ado, let's have a look at what we've got today then. So as we can see today, we've got an Atlas model, and as we can see here we have the Atlas logo, and underneath it says Model Railroad Co. Inc. So taking a look at the bottom of the box now, we can see it says there plus Trainman. I think the Trainman range is like the basic range from Atlas, but the plus is the more detailed ones, but correct me if I'm wrong. So taking a look at the side of the box now, we can see we have the plus Trainman design on the box. We've got the Atlas Trainman website and the address of where they're based. This might actually help to solve it. So the Atlas Trainman locomotive features. The Trainman Plus models feature separately applied details that are not included with the standard Trainman line. And as you can see, there's quite a bit more information there. So I'll just let you have a look at that for a minute. So, taking a look at the side of the box, so as we can see, we've got the Atlas HO Trainman Plus design, and we can see it is item 10001 195 NRE Genset in CSX Livery, and the running number or road number, whichever you prefer, is 1302. So let's get this locomotive out of the box and take a look at it. Now I got this loco for roughly £35 from eBay, so it's the first time that I've opened it since I've had it, as all the locos in the lot at the minute are all boxed up and everything, ready for the house move. So this is the first time I've got to review it. So first off, as we can see here, we have the instructions for the Trainman NRE Genset locomotive. Well, I shouldn't really say instructions, should I? I should really say this is the parts list, with all the parts numbers on, etc. If you can just see that. And on the back again, you can see we have yet more part numbers and parts for this locomotive, all breaking down into the different subsections. So each part is different, as you can see. So we'll just put them to one side. So here it is, the NRE Genset in CSX Livery. So as you can see, it's presented in a very nice foam box. It's got a plastic lid on top as well to protect the locomotive, which is always a nice feature, because obviously you don't want them getting damaged during transit. So if I just turn the box round to the side now, well, the back should I say, you can see that we've got two holes there that we're going to put our fingers through to get the locomotive out. It nearly slipped out the box then, but I've managed to keep it in, as you can see. So obviously we've got a caution warning here that says remove the shell carefully, short wires attached. So obviously this is either DCC or needs to be hardwired, but I would say it's DCC Ready. So I'll just have to remember that when we come round to doing it. So what I'll do now, I will take this plastic part off, and as you can see, we can see the locomotive a bit better now. So what I'll do, I'll hold it in there, and I'll put 2 fingers in there, and I'll just give it a gentle push up, and slowly take it out of the box, like so. So, well, that was good. We've just had a part fall off already, but I think I know where that's from. It's just a part from the underneath section. As you can see, it must have been rather loose, because I didn't have to put any force on it at all for that to come off. So let's try again. So let's take these little bits of foam out from here. I mean, the ideal thing to use with these is tweezers probably, but I'm just being very careful at what I'm doing and just taking them out the best way I can. So I'll just try and get that one. There we go, that's that one out. So let's take the back ones out. And let's turn it round, and let's take this one out. I think there's more foam on this locomotive than any others I've actually had. Right, all the foam is out, so let's take a look at the locomotive itself then. So, as you can see, here we have the NRE Genset in CSX Livery. As you can tell, it's a different design to the others I've got in my HO collection, such as the AC 4400, the Dash 8s, etc. So what we'll do, we'll start with the front of the locomotive first. So, starting with the front of the loco, as you can see, we have a white cab roof and some horns on the top. I'll just have to zoom in on that just so you can see it. In the top left and right hand corners, just under the roof, we can see we have the road number or running number 1302, as well as the directional lighting. I'm guessing that lights up, but obviously until I fit a decoder or hardwire it, whichever it requires, I don't know which ones actually do light up. As you can see, we have the CSX logo in blue on the front half of the locomotive. We also have some railings and a chain just there. All these are painted in yellow, so obviously this is where the driver walks up to check on the front of the locomotive or whichever. Yes, and we've also got some steps there, so obviously this locomotive, they walk up here and then they go to the right up these steps and through this door just here, just below the cab roof, as you can see. As you can see, this locomotive is also fitted with a knuckle coupler, as I think these are actually really good, because obviously the rolling stock in HO stays together quite well. Obviously compared to Hornby's moulded couplings where they come in unlocked every 5 minutes, but I'd say they're on a comparison to the NEM couplings with the UK stock, so they are good couplings. Turning the locomotive round to the side now, so as we can see, we have the locomotive road number 1302, and we've got a cab window just there. As you can see, there's 4 wheels on either bogie, on there and on there, and we also have the fuel tank underneath just here. As you can see, on the side of the loco, we've got some very, very thin handrails. I'm not going to press too hard as I don't want to break anything, because obviously they're fine detailed by Atlas. So just there, we have the words ultra low emissions diesel genset switcher. Now, if I'm right, the switchers are mainly used for moving stock around the loco yards of America. But if you know what other duties they're used for, feel free to let me know, because I would be very interested in finding out. So obviously, as we have Class 8s here in the UK, in America they have the gensets. So as you can see at the back of the railings, there's some very nice etched grill effects running across the locomotive, and again you can see we've got the CSX logo there in yellow. So what we'll do now, we'll turn the locomotive around to the back. So as you can see on the back, again we've got the directional lighting on the top just there. And again, on the back of the locomotive we have the CSX logo. We've also got the rails in yellow. Now that one there has come a bit loose. I think it was loose during transit anyway. So when we get around to getting this locomotive detailed, we'll make sure that all these parts are fastened back where they're supposed to be. Put a bit of super glue, well, a dot of super glue on them. Not too much, otherwise if you get too much super glue on locos it starts making a right mess. So as you can see, we've also got a knuckle coupler just there. So turning the loco round to the other side now. Again, you can see we've got some very nice etched grill effects running across the length of the locomotive, and again the CSX logo. We've also got some rails in blue, as you can see. And again on the front of the loco we have the road number 1302 and the cab windows. Now one thing that I do need some help with actually is identifying what these three round stacks are here. But if you do know, please leave your comments below. I'm not too sure whether the exhaust stacks, where the fumes come out of the locomotive from the engines, but I'm not 100% sure on that whatsoever. But like I say, if you do know, please leave your comments below. So that's it basically. The Atlas Trainman Plus NRE Genset in CSX livery.